That dynasty's over. We did what we had to do. It doesn't mean, it's not about what it means. You know what it means. You can turn your cameras up to the screen and know what it means. We did this.
Well, this is Jagmeet at the Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert in Toronto, Canada at Rogers Centre Stadium. So who's Jagmeet Singh? Jagmeet is a Canadian former politician who served as the leader of the New Democratic Party from 2017 to 2018.
He confirms to me, yes, Drake was sending me voice notes talking crazy like he's a mob boss. That's what he says.
Yo, Drake is out here losing his mind. Again, word is he tried to block Kendrick Lamar from performing in Toronto one more time, but now things just got straight up wild. Drake's so pressed he's allegedly threatening Canadian politicians just for showing up to Kendrick's concert and vibing to those brutal diss tracks aimed right at him.
No American dude is gonna come to the 6 and claim the 6.
Now, if that ain't messy enough, get this. A leaked doc just hit the net exposing how some hardcore OVO fans tried to hijack Kendrick's show with a full-blown takeover mission. Yup, they plotted a straight-up sabotage at a sold-out concert, but it backfired hard. The whole plan turned into a clown show. And the moment Drake found out some Toronto officials were in the crowd hyping Kendrick, he snapped. Sources say he started making calls and sending threats to folks in power, like this was some kind of turf war.
Federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh says he shouldn't have gone to Kendrick Lamar's show in Toronto last week after Drake called him out for it.
And that's just the beginning, because we also got the tea on Drake's secret legal war with Universal Music Group. So yeah, grab your snacks. This saga is spiraling real fast, and Drizzy might be burning more bridges than he realizes. You don't want to miss this. Let's break it all down.
At the show? And you telling me that he only listened to the SZA parts and only jammed out to the SZA parts? I wonder if there's gonna be some video evidence that proves that he's full of shit.
Drake just straight up called out a Canadian politician for pulling up to Kendrick's concert in Toronto, and he didn't even wait for the internet to catch wind of it. Nah, Drake went ahead and posted the screenshot himself, thinking he could control the narrative by dropping it first. But that plan, total backfire.
Damn it, turn the TV off. So, it probably wasn't loyalty. The reason why he probably apologized was because y'all probably in his DMs threatening him and getting all mad at him because Drake posted it to his story with his millions of followers, and you guys don't know how to be regular fans. You don't know how to take an L gracefully, so you're gonna sit there and get mad at anybody that shows love to anybody that's Drake's ops. But Drake has a long list of ops, so you guys are never going to rep.
So here's what went down. The screenshot showed a DM Drake sent to politician Jagmeet Singh, and while Drake tried to make it look like there was history between them, the receipts say otherwise. Yeah, Singh did publicly thank Drake for following him back in 2019, and then there was some quick story mention in 2020. But after that, radio silence. No DMS, no friendship, nothing.
Superpowers get neutralized, I could only watch in silence. It was right when we once knew us, looking paranoid and now spiraling. Moving just like a degenerate, heavy intake is feeling distasteful. Calculating, not calculated, how can you predict your angle?
Fast forward to last week. Drake sees Singh vibing at Kendrick's show, and he slides back in the DMs like a high school drama queen, calling him, "You're a goof." That's it. That was his whole message. But before you start feeling bad for Singh, hold up. What Singh clapped back with had everybody gasping. Right after Drake put him on blast, Jagmeet Singh folded like a lawn chair and dropped a cringy apology on his Instagram stories, practically begging Drizzy for forgiveness. And get this, dude actually claimed he only went to the concert to see SZA, not Kendrick. Like, huh? Singh literally wrote, "I went for SZA, not Kendrick. I was born in this city. I love this city. But real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all. OVO and Drake have lifted up the city in Canada. For me, it'll always be Drake over Kendrick." Now, come on. That's straight up embarrassing for everybody involved.
Mr. Duckworth, where were you when you were
dates. I got a million things on them. I don't know.
Saturday, May 4th.
I don't keep up with dates.
2024.
Bro, I don't keep up with dates, man. I don't know, man. I'm in the air.
Okay, does this ring a bell? Drop. 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 Drop.
First off, Singh was caught on video dancing at Kendrick's concert, and not just any part. He was vibing to Not Like Us, Kendrick's biggest diss track aimed right at Drake. Let's be honest, SZA's amazing, no doubt, but nobody in their right mind bought a ticket to that show just to see her. The whole venue was there for Kendrick, and Singh was clearly living his best life until Drizzy checked him. And now, fans are convinced Singh's apology wasn't about guilt, it was about fear. One viral clip shows him vibing hard in the crowd, and a fan pointed out that Singh probably only backtracked because Drake's OVO fans started coming for his head with threats. And that fan might be right, because the chaos didn't stop there. Wait till you hear the wild way OVO fans tried to sabotage Kendrick's show next. You won't believe this. A group of die-hard Drake fans actually tried to launch a full-blown OVO invasion to crash Kendrick Lamar's concert. One of them even dropped a public call to action on Instagram, telling all 6 God soldiers to swarm the Rogers Center at exactly 5:30 p.m. on June 12th and 13th, right before Kendrick hit the stage. The post wasn't subtle either. It was loud, bold, and borderline delusional. The fan wrote, "Toronto, stand up. This summer, Kendrick is coming to our city for 2 shows. But before the curtains rise, we're making it known. This ain't just any city. This is Drake City. This is the 6th, and we're about to show them." Yeah, they really said that. Their mission? Stage a flashy OVO takeover and celebrate the man they say built the sound of the city. And the plan? Pull up deep with speakers blasting classic and new Drake, wave around signs repping the 6, show off their best OVO drip, and flood the venue with hometown energy like it was a turf war.
According to sources, Drake's camp tried to get Kendrick Lamar's shows at Rogers Center Stadium in Toronto either canceled or postponed so they can do OVO Fest there. Now, according to sources, attempts by Drake's camp to have both tour shows canceled or postponed allegedly took place in hopes of booking OVO Fest. However, by then, paperwork with the Rogers Center had already been filed, and no other venue in the city could hold the same capacity. Now, people were questioning who these sources of Justin Tinsley were. He said, "I wouldn't write it if I didn't get the information from those close to the Rogers Center. If it ultimately is proven to be inaccurate, then I will cross that bridge when it gets here. That's what journalists do. But I trust my sources highly." Now, I don't think this is a far-fetched story at all. I think people on a certain side of things don't want it to be true, because if that is the case, then said person or said camp failed to get it done, so it makes them look bad.
And here's the wildest part. They were offering free pizza and OVO hoodies just to get people to join. Somebody made history that night, but it wasn't Drake or his army of OVO loyalists. It was Kendrick Lamar, and he did it with surgical precision. Even with Drake trying to block his moves and fans sending threats to Kendrick's whole crew to stay out of Canada, K-Dot and SZA rolled into Drake's own backyard and lit it up. Not 1, but 2 back-to-back sold-out shows at the Rogers Center, right in the heart of Toronto, Drake's hometown. You can't make this up. Kendrick didn't just pull up, he took over. And here's the gag.
Get tickets to the Grand National Tour starring Kendrick Lamar, featuring SZA. 2 dates in Toronto. What kind of statement are we making as Toronto broadcasters if we give away these tickets?
We can't do this. As Toronto broadcasters, we cannot give away Kendrick Lamar tickets.
It's wild. Because it's the end of the tour. It's also on Father's Day. You know all those things Kendrick was saying about Drake not being a good father? Mm-hmm. It's a statement. It's a victory lap.
I want to say Drake has put Toronto on the map.
Yeah.
You know, tell us about you. You would never be here.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have considered living in this city had it not been for the influence of Drake. Like, at the time where I moved here, Toronto was the utmost of relevant cities worldwide. I was like, oh, Toronto? Absolutely.
Drake donates so much to this city that we don't even know about. Helping communities, helping the Raptors. How about the All-Star game here to Toronto? He's done so much for Torontonians, and we are laughing in his face when we're giving away Kendrick Lamar tickets.
What are we gonna do?
We're done.
We're not giving them out.
I'm not giving them out.
Toronto ended up ranking in the top 5 best-selling cities on Kendrick and SZA's Grand National Tour based on total tickets sold. So much for, this is Drake's city, huh? But the real mic drop, Kendrick didn't just perform, he delivered a full-on funeral service for Drake's rap crown. He hit the stage with not 1, not 2, but 3 diss tracks targeting Drizzy. Euphoria, his brutal verse on Like That, and of course the savage anthem Not Like Us. And get this, he opened with Euphoria. The crowd went silent as the stage split open and Kendrick stood alone on a staircase, bathed in spotlight, delivering every single bar with an icy calm that gave people chills. Then came the Like That moment, mid-show, red strobe lights blasting, energy peaking, and the entire Toronto crowd was yelling the lyrics right back at Kendrick like they'd been waiting their whole lives for this. It was wild, but the moment that shook the whole stadium and still has people talking was Kendrick's Not Like Us performance. He opened it with a mock deposition video, and you hear this off-camera voice ask, "Do you recall what happened on May 4th, 2024? Boom! That's the exact date Kendrick dropped Not Like Us and pretty much ended his rap beef with Drake right then and there.
Yo, bro, why are you here? Why are you here?
I'm here to prove that hometown Drizzy Drake Champagne Poppy 6 got to go. Hey, Kendrick ain't coming to my city. Kendrick coming to our city and doing this. You can't.
Are you from Toronto? Are you from Toronto or no? If you're from Toronto, you know what Drake has done for the city. Drake has put on the city more than Kendrick's ever done anything for Compton his entire life. That's how Drake works.
And as soon as that beat dropped, the Rogers Center exploded. Drake's own city and his own fans as were on their feet rapping every line about certified PDF files and alleged shady behavior. The fact that Kendrick had Drake's home crowd screaming his diss bars, that's not just a win, that's legacy defining. And what makes it even more humiliating for Drake? He's never even performed at the Rogers Center himself, not once. Meanwhile, Kendrick rolls in, packs it out twice, and turns it into a full-blown lyrical funeral. Oh, and let's not forget, Drake and his team were working overtime for months trying to shut the concert down, throwing every petty move they could.
This is crazy.
Drake might have failed to block Kendrick from performing, but the backlash leading up to the concerts was next level unhinged. The energy in Toronto was tense, and the petty loyalty runs deep. Let me break down some of the wildest moments. First off, 2 radio hosts at Chum 104.5, Jamar McNeil and Josie Dye, made headlines when they refused to give away Kendrick tickets on air, all as a show of loyalty to Drake. Yup, Toronto radio turning into a battleground over rap beef, but things escalated real quick. Top 5, a known Toronto rapper and longtime Drake associate, went full menace mode, dropping actual threats online aimed at Kendrick's team. And it didn't stop there. Top 5 was even spotted with his crew circling Kendrick's hotel the night before the show. That's not fan behavior, that's obsession.
Here's the thing. He said, you should, and this is what I don't know. And I'm gonna ask Drake. I'm like, Drake, is this true? He says, you should have heard this, Drake, what he was saying to us before we whipped his. This is what he told me. I said, what do you mean? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really knew Drake speaking to anybody. Like, Drake has told me he hasn't spoken to Dot directly. but I didn't know about if he spoke to anybody else in and around Dot.
Then, of course, there was the so-called OVO takeover, hyped up for weeks by Drake's fans like it was about to be a movie. But when the day came, total flop. Organizers tried to save face by claiming police shut it down, but let's keep it real. The turnout was weak, and the energy was nowhere near what they promised. Meanwhile, Kendrick stepped into the Rogers Center and was met with nothing but love. 2 sold-out shows packed with Toronto locals screaming every lyric like it was their anthem. Kendrick's back-to-back sold-out shows in Toronto weren't just a win. They were a public smackdown for Drake. But just when it looked like Drake might finally take the L and bow out quietly, things got real dark. Because now, leaks are revealing that Drake wasn't just trying to shut Kendrick's concerts down behind the scenes. He was allegedly moving like a full-blown mafia boss. Word is, he was sending threatening voicemails to Kendrick's team for months. This bombshell didn't come from just anybody. It was dropped by DJ Academics, who says he spoke directly with someone inside Kendrick's circle. And according to Ak, Drake had been firing off crazy voice messages during the entire beef, trying to intimidate Kendrick's crew behind closed doors.
Anthony Saleh, he confirms to me, yes, Drake was sending me voice notes talking crazy like he's a mob boss. That's what he says. He says Drake is saying to him, Drake is saying like, yo, I'm gonna done you, like just talking crazy like, yo, niggas is watch, yo, you guys think you could finish me? Crazy. All of a sudden, they're like, then we drop the bomb, right? Cool. Not like us.
Here's what's wild. Up until recently, there were no public signs of Drake ever reaching out to Kendrick or anyone around him. But now, Academics is claiming Drake was running this whole pressure campaign in secret, talking reckless and trying to flex power like he was running some underground operation. AK said it was straight up mob talk. But guess what? The moment Kendrick dropped Not Like Us and flipped the whole beef in his favor, Drake went silent. Just like that, the messages stopped. But here's the real question. Why did Drake suddenly go from talking like a mob boss to going dead silent? One theory has fans buzzing. After Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, it didn't just come for Drake's ego. It hinted at something way darker, rumors about alleged OVO ties to a disturbing PDF follower ring. And just like that, all that tough guy energy vanished. Drake completely backed off Kendrick. No more threats, no more slick shots, nothing. But instead of going after Kendrick directly or the writers behind those viral lyrics, Drake filed a lawsuit against his own label, UMG. Yeah, you read that right. He's accusing his own team of letting the diss track slide and supposedly allowing Kendrick to defame him. And fans are scratching their heads like, because if Drake really believes he was defamed, why not go straight at Kendrick? Who knows? Maybe Drake's avoiding a direct lawsuit against Kendrick because dragging those allegations into court would force everything into the public eye. And once that happens, there's no turning back. Either way, this legal mess is heating up fast. UMG just filed a motion to dismiss, calling Drake's claims completely misguided and saying Kendrick's lyrics are protected opinion, not defamation. That hearing is officially set for June 30th in the Southern District of New York. From there, one of two things will happen. The judge could shut it all down or let the case move forward into the danger zone, full of depositions, document reviews, and maybe even subpoenas. If it goes there, things could get very real for Drake. Now his whole situation is in the hands of a federal judge, and all eyes are locked on that courtroom. But here's the twist. While all this legal smoke builds, Drake's also quietly wrapping up his next album titled Iceman, and rumors are flying. People are saying he's loading it up with shots, cleanup tracks, and trying to rewrite his image before this storm gets even worse. So what's he hiding? Who's he targeting? And will Iceman be his comeback or a cover-up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the next chapter in this saga. Catch you in the next one.